What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Bugs' DCS Cruise. And I know some of you guys have already looked at the screen and are like, WTF, Bugs? Where did you find this from? And what are you doing now? It's alright, I got you guys. This is one of the VSN flyable mods, the SR-71. I was just stumbling across some of their stuff, just reading around, and I came across this baby. So, why not? Let's see if we can install it and if it works. Lo and behold, she does. So, all I did so far was I mapped the basic controls that we're going to need. There's not much that the SR-71 weapon-wise really did that I'm aware of. It was more just a reconnaissance airplane. A high altitude, high speed, Mach 3.3, I believe, at 80,500 feet, somewhere around there, if I remember correctly. I can be wrong. Just let me know in the comments below, guys, so you guys that are more familiar with the Blackbird than I am. But what we're going to do for this one is we're going to take the old flying knife up, and we're going to see if we can get up to 80,000 feet with this thing and how fast she'll go. I don't know how anything's modeled on this thing. This is my first time flying it, so we'll take a quick look at the exterior, a quick look at the interior, and then we'll get going. So without any further ado, let's jump in, get the old Blackbird set up, and get it ready to go flying. Okay, so a little bit of a red glow there. That's okay. Wow. This thing is interesting to say the least. Okay. Let's see how she looks on the outside. Oh, wow. Okay. Alright, not bad at all. Oh, and there's our little, ECMO back there. Not bad. They did a pretty good job with this, I'm not going to lie. The guys over at VSN, they did pretty good with this one. Let's see how she flies. I can't wait to see that one. That should be interesting. Not bad. Let's take a look at the back side of her. And they already got brownie points for 069. I love it. Alright, yeah, she looks like the SR-71. Wow, okay. Not bad, guys, not bad at all. Pretty solid. Alright. Joystick's moving. Okay, so if we move our rudder, that's gonna, okay, I see what she's doing. Okay. Alright guys, so let's, like I say, there ain't nothing to it but to do it, so let's see if we can jump this thing forward and see if we can go flying with it. I don't know what to expect from this, but we'll find out. Oh, alright guys, we're rolling. No turning back now. Oh, what the hell is going on? Very sensitive nose wheel steering. Very sensitive. Alright, so I'm familiar with flying larger aircraft. I have flown the B-2 on here for you guys before. But this is long. The nose on this is way longer than anything else that I have flown. What is going on with this? Oh, what the hell? This is going nice and easy with her. So I don't know how this thing is going to react, how it's going to handle. I don't want it to flip over. That will suck. Wow. And of course we'll get the flyby view and a little bit of an external view of her flying. Let's just get up in the air first. This is pretty cool, guys, I'm not gonna lie. The visibility forward sucks. You're looking through two triangles for the most part. And whatever the hell are these things, these are your best visibility of your two side windows. The two up front are totally useless. I can see that already. But let's see how she handles up in the air. She's got a little bit of a nose sway to her, I'll give it that. She bobs up and down a little bit. I don't know if you guys can make that out in the video or not, but I could definitely see it through the VR headset. And I am not doing anything with the throttle or the brakes at all. I'm just letting her roll. Okay, let's slow down just a little bit. Let's get back on our center line here. Okay, much more manageable. Now let's get our flaps down. Or does this thing not have flaps? I don't know. I would imagine it would. Oh! Where are we going? Come on, sweetie. We got this. There we go. I see what you're saying. Yeah, you guys, if you guys fly this thing, you got to be very gentle on the rudders taxiing her. Otherwise, she will have a hissy fit. I am barely touching... I'm barely putting any boot into the rudder right now. I'm actually using my other foot to... like a counterbalance for this thing on the right pedal as I'm giving a little bit of left rudder, just so it doesn't go too crazy. You guys might want to look into setting up a curve for this, depending on what rudder pedal style you're using. I might look into the same thing, I don't know yet, but let's get this thing up in the air first and see how it works from there. So for you guys that have the rudders that are on the more inexpensive side, like the Thrustmaster TPR rudders, not the big ones, not the big pendulum rudders, the smaller version, the one on the slide rails. Those or the Logitech rudders, you guys have to be real gentle with those. I'm having a hard time with the big pendulum rudders with this, so I can just imagine what those are going to feel like. But I'm going to stop yapping for now. We are lined up, we're ready to go. Flight controls are free and clear. Let's go flying, guys. Full afterburn. Alright, she tracks pretty straight when she's going. Okay, here we go. Alright, there we go. Alright, 150. Oh, nose is... No, we're light on the nose. Alright, guys, we're going flying. She wants to go. And we're flying. We're airborne. Gears up. Let's get a quick external, and let's get a quick flyby off the runway. Not bad. Cans are lit. Interesting. That's all right, though. Alright, so this thing is capable of 2,000 plus miles an hour. I really don't know if we're going to be able to get to that, but we're going to try our best. Alright, so she handles like a big bird. I'll give it that. Or a bigger bird. Wow, we're at 10,000 feet already. Holy Toledo. Okay. Wow, we're in full afterburn, and our fuel gauge has really not moved. That's impressive. All right, let's level out. Let's see how quick we could get this thing across over into Iraq or Iraq, however you guys want to look at it. I'm pretty sure that's where we're going. Wow, we're at 20,000 already. Okay. We're at 1.2 Mach. 30,000 feet. Holy Toledo, this thing. Wow. Jeez. I really hope the fuel gauge in this thing works. Otherwise, we're going to be in for a rude awakening. Let's go for a nice 500 foot a minute climb here. Alright, we're almost at 40,000 feet, guys. And we are at 1.7 Mach. What on earth? There is no way this thing is actually modeled. We're about to find out, because if we go up over a certain altitude in DCS with certain modules, we all know that they explode. So oh man, we're at 56,000 feet. This might actually do it, guys. Mach indicator is upside down. We're at 60,000 feet. What the wow. I'm a little concerned that our fuel gauge hasn't moved. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know how much fuel this thing actually holds, so let's pull it out of full afterburn first a little bit, just in case. We are at 62,000 feet, guys, at 1.4 Mach. Let's light the candles again, because we're starting to lose a little bit of speed here. I'm sure we'll be okay. I'll just keep an eye on our fuel gauge, that's all. are at 67,000 feet, guys. This is unbelievable. I think this is our max altitude we could hit. We're gonna still try though. Yeah, we're flirting on the edge of space, guys. We're falling out of the sky at the same time. 67,000 feet we got up to with the Blackbird. That is mind-boggling. That is amazing. You know what? Let's level off up at 63,000. I'm gonna make a spin around. I'm gonna come back to the left in a second and we'll get a look at the Persian Gulf map up at 63,000 feet from our left side window. We just gotta be real gentle with her. So we are up in very thin air right now. But not moving very fast. Alright guys, let's have a look in a second. I'm just going to bring it around to the left a little bit more. This is something else, guys. I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty cool. Let's gain a little bit more altitude now that we're starting to gain a little bit of airspeed. We'll stay around 50,000 just so we can maneuver a little bit, but this is insane. I have not seen this like this before. This is completely different. Wow. You can see the entire map up here, guys. I know there are some modules that can get to the 50,000 foot block for a couple of minutes and hang there, but to sustain this altitude for a flight, it's something a little bit different. I have been at 50,000 with the Tomcat before, but it only hangs out for a couple of seconds and then decides that it wants to go back down. Wow, this is cool, guys. VSN did a really, really good job with the Blackbird, I'm not gonna lie. They did a really good job with this thing. I would tweak some of the instruments maybe, but other than that, not bad. Alright, I'm going to shush for a little bit. And we'll just fly this thing around. We'll see a couple of more things, and then we'll go to look for a place to try to land this thing. This thing has a drogue chute for how quick it can move. There he is. He's a little look from 50,000 feet of Dubai, come up on Al Manad, Al Maktoum, and Abu Dhabi. So you can see the two right here. We might even have, I don't know offhand exactly which one this is. That, I believe, is Dubai. Abu Dhabi's down a little bit further. Alright, here come our next two interview. If we can just get that one out of the clouds, we'll be alright, but sorry, we'll work with it. Alright, there's Al Maktoum right there. There's Al Manad right off our port shoulder. Around 9 o'clock. That's where we took off from. That's where we're going to go back and land if everything goes well. We're going to bring it up a little bit further, and we'll turn around and we'll start our descent down. So far I'm liking this, I'm not going to lie. It's pretty cool to fly something like this. we're going to start a nice easy turn to the left, and then we'll switch over to a little bit of a turn to the right. Let's come out of afterburn. I don't believe we still have that much fuel. That's quite impressive, I'm not going to lie. We're at 2.5 Mach right now. Are you kidding me? Holy shit. Alright, let's see how fast we can get this thing to go. That was 2.5 Mach. Damn. And we're down a little bit lower at 35,000. We should be able to pick up a decent amount of energy down here. Alright, so 3.3 is the magic number, so we're at 2.5. And hack. We are at 2.5 Mach, guys. Let's see if we can get her up just a little bit higher. Oh my lord, we are. Alright guys, we are definitely hauling ass, that's for sure. Let's get a quick flyby and then we gotta get back into the cockpit. So we're losing altitude a little quick. Oh my goodness. Holy Toledo. This thing is moving. Whoa. Okay. Let's start to come back down to a little bit more of a manageable speed here. That was insane. That's the fastest I've ever gone in an airplane in DCS, guys. It was right there. That was something else. From the gauge, if I had to go by, it was probably about Mach 3. From the increments that it reads out on this thing. If not, pretty damn close to Mach 3. That's insane. Alright, let's start slowing down a little bit here. Okay, so she can go pretty high and she can go very fast. Not bad. Well done, VSN. Well done. Please keep making more cool shit like this. I just want to check one thing really quick, guys, as it does have me a little concerned. Just want to make sure I did map this thing. Okay, I did. The drag chute. Okay. Perfect. Okay, we're good. Hopefully she works for us. Alright, we're back down to a more reasonable 350 knots. That was insane, what we just did with that. I'm not gonna lie. Highly recommend you guys download this thing, give it a shot. I don't really know what use in missions it could be. This, like I said, this is my first time flying this thing. If it actually can do a little bit more, I mean, if you guys want to use it as a roleplay kind of deal or something like that, for sure, absolutely, I can see that. Functionality-wise, I'm not too sure. I have to play with it a little bit more and see what actually it can and can't do, but just to have a little bit of fun in a few missions, most certainly. I was really not expecting that whatsoever from this. That was quite the surprise. I'll be even more surprised if I can land this thing, but we'll see what happens. Fuel gauge, I don't know. Any other airplane, we would have been out of fuel a long time ago. I'll have to look and see what the fuel capacity of this thing is. The gauge might work, I just didn't use that much fuel. I have no idea, guys. But the radar does work, which is cool. Civilization. Pretty sure that's Abu Dhabi right there. I know what you dirty-minded ones are thinking. Don't even say it. I guess I will delete the comment or comments. I know, ha ha ha, giggity. Very funny. This thing actually is pretty stable, I'm not gonna lie. Not much movement around you can do in this thing, but Let's get a little F10 SA picture, see what's going on, where we are. Wow, we flew out that far. Wow. Okay, cool. All right, we're almost back home, guys. Another couple of miles to go. We're about 40 miles away, give or take. Okay, so I'm not saying too much. I'm just kind of enjoying the flight here. We're almost home. So I'm just going to keep quiet until we start our landing approach. And then I'll be back with you guys. So just enjoy the rest of the flight in. And I'll be back with you in a minute. There's Al Maktoum, guys. Next stop, Almanad. thing I don't like is the brightness. Can't really see anything, but that's alright. There are ways around it. So watch our altitude, and we definitely gotta watch our airspeed now. This thing has pretty beefy gear, it looks like, but let's not find out how beefy it actually is. Gear's coming. Alright. 3 down and locked. Let's go. Alright guys, first time trying to land the SR-71, let's see what happens. I have a feeling I'm going to have to touch down pretty quick to slow this thing down. If we can't land at Al-Manad, then I see us starting to run into trouble. I'm going to try and goose it and get the hell out of there, and we'll try and land in Dubai, a couple miles away. They got a little bit longer of a runway, so we'll see what happens. Feeling pretty good we got this though. A little difficult to see over the front of this thing because that struts right smack in the middle. Brilliant design. Nope, that's the price you pay for going fast. Come on, baby, we got this. Alright, guys, here we go. We're down. Alright, let's see if we got the drogue chute. We do. Excellent. Alright, let's let the drogue chute slow us down so we don't cook our brakes, because that'll suck. Alright, guys. We did it. Successful flight with the SR-71, and we got her home in one piece. Not bad. Gladly. Alright, let's just taxi her on over, and we'll shut her down. Alright, so my thoughts on this. Overall, I like it. It's fun, it actually functions, it looks decent. You get the vibe that you're actually sitting in the SR-71, which is awesome. Yes, some of the graphics could use a little tweaking, but overall, I'm not gonna throw stones about it. The guys at VSN did a great job with this. Just the fact that we actually have it and can fly the thing in DCS, and it could actually get pretty close to what the actual specs of the SR-71A are. That's not bad. I will be flying this a little bit more, so we'll have a little bit of fun with her. And I highly recommend you guys go check out the VSN Discord server. They have a whole bunch of cool freeware flyable mods that are pretty straightforward and easy to install. A majority of them, if not all of them, you need the Flaming Cliffs or FC-3 aircraft. But it's not that bad. I'll leave a link to their Discord server in the description of the video for you guys if you want to go check it out. We're almost there, guys. Right where those tanks are, that's where we're going to make our turn in. Park her, shut her down. And also, one of the other things I would add onto the list of things that I would tweak on this thing is the sensitivity of the rudders, because they are way too sensitive without any major curve set. But once you get used to it, and if you have a little bit of finesse, you'll be fine. But other than that, that's where my complaint list ends with this thing, that's for sure. The turning can use a little bit of help too, but that's alright. Once you get moving at speed, it's really not bad. Alright guys, we're about here. A couple more feet and then we stop and park. Let's keep on the center line there, Bugs. Come on, buddy. Really? That's what I'm saying, guys. These rudders are extremely sensitive on this thing. As you can see. Alright guys, there you guys have it, the SR-71 in DCS. That was definitely a fun one. That was pretty cool. The pilots are actually even in the spacesuits, which is awesome. Like I said, excellent job by VSN on this mod. It looks great. It functions awesome. They did a hell of a job with this one. I really hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe for more. And until the next sortie, strap in, arm up the seat, and keep flying.